Okay, so we're going to talk about in this session why you should have a global experience and the importance of that. So my presentation isn't too long. I am going to be available for questions afterwards. And then if you're someone who's watching this recorded video, please feel free to email me or come by the CIE to set up a meeting and learn more, and let's talk about it. So, the benefits of studying abroad are endless, and I really mean that in so many ways. Most of the people that study abroad see the benefits of their experience far beyond the time that they're there or after they come home. People hold those experiences that they have abroad with them throughout their entire lives, and to say that it changes you and your perspective is an understatement. Even for students going for a short time or maybe participating in a virtual program, global experiences are going to shape you and change your life for the better. But three big things I want to touch on as far as benefits are the adventure aspect of study abroad, your employability or the investment that you're making in your study abroad journey, and the growth that you'll have from that study abroad. So first, adventure, right? Like nobody wants to, you don't want to study abroad unless you want to have an adventure and experience something new. So just plain off the bat, the obvious one is that it's fun. You know, you're getting to travel the world. You're getting to see new places and new cultures and new ideas. So obviously one is exploring your home. So we hear a lot about students going, I think it was not muted. We hear a lot of students going to Europe and going to all of these different countries because it is so accessible to get around in Europe, but really getting to know your host country is the first adventure that is a benefit that you're going to hold on to. Not just traveling for a weekend to all these different places, but making London your home, or making Paris your home, or making Ecuador your home is in and of itself a beautiful thing and a life-changing thing. Maybe you've never lived anywhere except for the United States. Maybe you've traveled abroad, but that's different than spending a full semester, spending a summer, significant amount of time actually immersing yourself, building connections, having, you know, your favorite coffee shop in town or your favorite restaurant. It's a different experience than just going there for holiday or on vacation. Obviously, you're going to make new friends, and a lot of times those friends are going to be lifelong friends, right? Because you guys are going through these challenges together of growth and understanding and getting lost in a foreign country where maybe English isn't the first language, and that has a lot of team building in it. And whenever you go through these experiences with people, you have a different and deeper connection with them. Obviously, you'll travel to new places, so you'll understand different transportation methods. One thing that you'll find if you travel to Europe is that having a car isn't as necessary as it is living in rural America or in Decatur, Illinois. Things are a lot more squished together. Maybe you'll be interested in architecture or other things about the geographical locations that you visit. Maybe you have ancestry there and you want to explore that. You'll get to discover new cultures, not just the food and what they eat, which will be great, or their music or their language, but also how they do power distance, how they deal with conflict. You know, if you have a roommate from a different country, you're going to learn a lot about whatever culture that person is from. And those are things that you can do without traveling. You can have these global experiences even right on Milliken's campus by living with one of our almost 70 international students, or getting in a team with them, or joining a student organization that helps you get that collaboration and experience working with people from other countries. So, so important, especially as you continue to develop your professional life. And then learning new ways of life, obviously. One thing that I love to hear about students that have had a global experience is that they come back and they say, wow, you know, I didn't realize that meals were so important in Spain, and that every dinner, you know, you sit down and you take a couple of hours and you have this like very intimate social experience with your roommates or with your family. Or I had to go get my teeth pulled in London, and it only cost me $10. And wow, why doesn't America have affordable healthcare? So you learn these new ways of life, and you can see the beautiful things about these countries that you'd like to experience or bring back with you to the United States, and vice versa, right? You might miss a lot of things about home, like Taco Bell, stressing. But it's not just fun, and it's not just you know, traveling. It's not just an extended vacation. It's really an investment in your future. So you're going to be significantly more employable after you graduate if you've had some sort of global experience that you can actually speak to. So you'll be able to expand your professional network just based on the connections that you make in the countries that you go, or the school that you study at, because you're going to be building relationships with professors and other people. Maybe you'll do an internship abroad. Maybe you know, whatever, you're going to make connections and build your network there. And so also you can put these types of things on your resume. If you are a London student that is going to do something in collaboration with the Globe Theatre, that's something you should be putting on your CV. Those experiences are things that you should be talking about in an interview. Maybe the person that is interviewing you has had a study abroad experience, or at the very least, the company that you're working for likely really values ability to communicate cross-culturally. And even if you don't realize that that's what you have been doing, if you're navigating Italy for a semester, or Chile or Japan, you're getting all of these cross-cultural things that you can definitely speak to whenever you come back and you graduate and you're trying to find a job or internships. Those things are really going to set you apart from the other students that are graduating in your same major if you've had these experiences. And then also Milliken promises that part of this education is that you'll become what we call a democratic citizen in a global environment. And that just means that you have the tools you need in this ever interconnecting world to be successful and to communicate cross-culturally. And that if you have, you know, a job at ADM or anywhere in the United States, that if you have to talk with someone from Japan or someone from Australia, that you'll be able to do that in a respectful and culturally understanding type of way. And study abroad or some sort of global experience is really the only way that you can do that. And you have to have practice. Maybe you've never had to work in a group with someone from Rwanda. You should be practicing those things, like I said, even on campus here. Even if traveling isn't an option for you, those types of opportunities of democratic citizenship and global experiences are still here on campus, and you should be doing everything you can to take advantage of them. And then the last thing is your growth. So if you want to practice language, maybe you're a Spanish major or you're interested in French or something like that, you can travel abroad or do a virtual experience or work with one of our international students to improve your language proficiency. Your cultural competence, as I spoke to already before, you're going to grow in your ability to see the perspectives of people that have lived differently than you and that solve problems differently than you. You're going to see things from a different light. And it's so important today, whenever we seem kind of in this very divisive type of path that our country is taking, it's important to realize that once you start actually meeting and interacting with people from other countries, you guys aren't all that different. You want to be happy, you want to enjoy your job, you want to explore new things, you guys generally want to make the world a better place. We have a lot more in common than we have differences, and traveling or just meeting people from other backgrounds helps to really show that and remind you regularly that we really aren't all that divided. You'll be more independent, which is something, again, that I like to hear from our previous study abroad students, is that they realize how much more independent they become after navigating a foreign country, a lot of times alone or in a small group of people. It really gives you this sense of independence that you probably haven't had the chance to experience yet. And so I would definitely recommend doing something that involves traveling, and even traveling alone or in a small group, so that you can experience that independence. Because I know for me, the first time that I went to a foreign country completely by myself and navigated it and found my way to my hotel and all of these things, like, I felt so proud of myself, you know, like there was a lot of anxiety there, of course. Anytime that you are growing, growth comes with some growing pains, right? And so, yeah, I was really nervous, but then once I did it, I realized that I felt like I could do anything, or, you know, travel anywhere, and you'll feel the same way. And it's really a great experience. So you're going to have great stories to tell, obviously, and you're going to be able to understand different styles of how systems work, not just education, but governments, immigration, if you're having to deal with visas, yeah, the healthcare system, all of those things. So you're going to have a better understanding of the world as a whole. So where do you go from here? The CIE is here to help. Everybody is going to have a different global experience. Maybe traveling abroad isn't something that you can do or that you're ready to do, but having those experiences can still be done. And you can come to the CIE to figure out what your options are. Maybe you want to do a virtual study abroad. Maybe you want to just do something in the summer, in the winter, or with a group of people. But you can come here and get all the help with your planning process. And then once you choose a location, we're going to help you make it happen. So my contact information is here, and I hope to see you guys in the CIE or in my email or on Zoom, so that we can talk about how you can have a great global experience at Millikan.